14 recommended lily varieties for your garden. Today's gardeners are spoiled by the vast number of lilies with upward-facing flowers, but that was not a given during the 1970s. When breeder Leslie Woodruff developed the first oriental lily to feature flowers that faced the heavens, the Stargazer cultivar took the gardening and florist world by storm. This stunner will perfume your entire garden in July, though a few people will find the aroma overwhelming. A grouping of fragrant Casa Blanca lilies is a magnificent addition to the white flower garden. Casa Blanca is an oriental hybrid with substantial, waxy petals that stand out in cut flower arrangements. It is especially popular in bridal arrangements. Some staking or a sheltered planting site will protect long stems from snapping. It blooms with intensely aromatic flowers in mid to late summer. Robert Swanson is sometimes described as an Orient pet lily since it is a cross between an oriental hybrid and a trumpet lily. This yellow and red lily has enormous 7-inch flowers with recurved petals that bloom in mid to late summer. The gold and bronze tones of the Luxor hybrid will make a splash in your summer garden, especially when planted with orange companion plants such as cosmos or butterfly weed. The flowers are yellow, heavily speckled with red interiors, blooming in midsummer. Lilies are not off limits to gardeners with small plots. A dwarf Asiatic lily like the Tiny W cultivar will tuck into a few square feet in a sunny patch. Dwarf lilies have fewer leaves to sacrifice for cutting, so admire these beauties where they grow so plants have the energy to form new blossoms next season. Tiny W has deep orange double flowers that bloom in midsummer. The intensely colored flowers of the Matrix Asiatic hybrid lily are mesmerizing. With a high bud count of up to 7 flowers per stem, you only need a few bulbs to create a focal point in the early summer landscape. It blooms in early to midsummer. The petite stalks of Matrix lilies are just right for the container garden. Avant-garde gardeners who crave something different will find it in the Turk's cap lily, sometimes called a martagon lily. The stems bear many layers of flowers in a pagoda-like shape. They are more shade-tolerant than most lilies, and also more sensitive to extreme heat. Plant martagon lilies in the fall in a location with excellent drainage. The plants are slow to establish and may not bloom the first season. In addition to the native species, there are a number of hybrids available, produced by crosses with other similar species. Small but mighty, Tiny B is dwarf Asiatic hybrid lily that will glow along path edges and in patio containers. Tiny B is an excellent choice for windy areas where taller specimens tend to snap and break. It blooms in midsummer. Two-toned Asiatic lilies like the Lollipop variety look best planted in masses of 5, 7, or more to draw attention to their spectacular coloration. If you provide these lilies with rich, well-drained soil and consistent moisture, you can expect your investment of a few bulbs to grow into many plants over the years. Long-lived and vigorous species lily, heirloom tiger lilies are perfect for those new to lily growing. Pendulous flowers bear many orange blooms with charming freckles in summer, and plants will spread and naturalize in damp locations. It blooms in mid to late summer. Sometime in March, you may notice containers of beautiful white lilies popping up everywhere, not just in the garden center. The so-called Easter lily, Lilium longiflorum, is a symbol of purity and rebirth for Christians, but it can grace your garden long after the Easter bunny has left the building. This is a true species lily, not a hybrid, but it has served as a parent species for a number of hybrid lilies in the trumpet category. It also is known as a trumpet lily. Plant them in a sunny spot in the garden that has good drainage. They may return for years, blooming in July and August when planted in the garden. Lilium regale bears trumpet-shaped white flowers similar to those you see on Easter lilies. However, unlike Easter lilies, the Regal Lily will grow considerably taller and needs support for its stems, which may bear 2 dozen 6-inch long flowers each. It blooms in midsummer. A clear, bright pink lily, the Acapulco hybrid oriental lily will not disappoint gardeners who seek exotic perfumes in their summer landscapes. Be on the lookout for the lily leaf beetle, which can be a problem in some areas. If you have a small number of plants, you can stop this red pest with determined handpicking. Acapulco blooms in late summer. Some lilies are better suited for the cutting garden than others. With the Elodie Asiatic hybrid, you get all the petals without the bothersome pollen that irritates noses and drifts onto tabletops. Elodie blooms with pale pink flowers in early to mid-summer. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos. And please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm.